Hey guys, so I've got another video today, and this is going to be TV shows that I'm going to be recommending, some of my favorite TV shows, and I've broken these down into different categories, and I've listed 2 shows for each category, except for drama, which has 3 shows because I love all 3. So anyway, let's get started. So the shows I'm recommending under drama, the first one is Scandal, and that comes out on ABC Thursday nights at 10/9 Central. And all of these shows are, most of them just ended, like their season finale just wrapped up this week. So if you haven't watched any of them, gives you plenty of time to catch up on the episodes before the next season comes out. So with Scandal, this one my sister-in-law actually got me into and got me hooked into it. But basically it's sort of hard to explain because there's a ton of drama and scandal and like different stuff going on, but it follows the President of the United States and his political career, and he was having an affair with his advisor from his campaign, and so that's like one of the scandals. But throughout the show there's like a whole bunch of subplots and different stories that goes along with it, and it just gets crazier and crazier with every episode. So that is one I will definitely recommend getting into, checking out. The first couple episodes, they're okay. They didn't really get me hooked at first, but the more you keep watching and continue with the first season, by the end of the first season, you really get hooked into it. So definitely recommend Scandal. Next show I'm going to be recommending is Revenge, which also comes out on ABC on Sunday nights, 10/9 Central. Again, that one ended last Sunday, so plenty of time. Get onto Netflix, catch up with all the episodes before the new season comes out in the fall. But Scandal, I love. When I first started watching it, I immediately got hooked and addicted, and I was up to 5 a.m. watching it. That's how good it is. Anyway, Scandal is basically the main character, Emily, who's actually Amanda Clark. Her father was framed and sent to jail as he was accused of helping this terrorist group crash one of the planes, and so he was framed and got sent to jail. And the people who were behind the whole, who funded the terrorist group and who was behind everything and who framed him, is actually the Graysons, who they're this very rich, very powerful family. So his daughter Emily, she comes back into town, and she is trying to get revenge for her father's wrongful imprisonment. And her father also died in jail, and so she's trying to get revenge for everything they did to him, getting him sent to jail and everything. And she's trying to prove her father's innocence and get the Graysons, prove that the Graysons were behind everything. So again, a really great show, love it. So definitely check that one out. The third show I have under drama is Rain, and that is a new show. Just came out in fall 2013. And came out on CW. It's on Thursday nights, 9/8 Central, right after Vampire Diaries. So definitely check out Rain. It's super good. It's Mary, Queen of Scots. She has to marry the Prince of France, and their engagement has been set up since they were like 6 or 7 or whatever, but since they were kids, they were set up to be married when they got older. And so that way France and Scotland will have an alliance with each other. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on with this show, with people trying to get power and take control over the countries. And it's sort of historical fiction, but I don't know how accurate any of it is. I've heard it's not very accurate, so if you're looking for accuracy, maybe not. But it's still a really great show. There's like a lot of drama, a lot of stuff that comes into it that's like, it's hard to explain without giving away some major spoilers, but trust me, you should definitely check it out. It's on CW Thursday nights, and it also just ended, so definitely catch up on the first season. And it's only 1 season so far, so you don't have much to catch up on with that one. So the next category I'm going to go into is sci-fi. And for this one, I've got 2 shows. The first one being Beauty and the Beast. It comes out on CW Monday nights, 9/8 Central. And Beauty and the Beast, it actually comes back June 2nd. So pretty soon, a couple weeks. So if you haven't seen any of it yet, hurry up and get caught up because it's coming back soon. And it's really, really good. But Beauty and the Beast, basically, the main character, Kat, she witnesses her mother's murder, and the people who murdered her mother tried to kill her as well, but she was saved by this beast, and she never knew who he was. Well, later on, fast forward several years, she becomes a cop, a detective, and she ends up working this case, and she ends up finding Vincent, who she later finds out was the beast who saved her life that night her mother died. And Vincent is pretty much an experiment of the government. He was a soldier. He was a soldier in the military, and at the time they were doing all these experiments on the soldiers to make them super strong, super fast. But obviously something went wrong, and it ended up becoming sort of like a beast. So that's pretty much the premise of the show. It's a really great one, so definitely check that one out as well. Second sci-fi show I'm going to recommend is The 100, and it just came out this spring on CW. It's on Wednesday nights at 9/8 Central. And basically this one is the Earth has been uninhabited for almost 100 years. And so there was like a nuclear bomb or something, I'm not quite sure, but something went off and made the Earth uninhabitable. So everyone pretty much had to escape, and like they live on the space station in the space, and the space station is running out of oxygen. They have about a few months of oxygen supply left on the space station. So they need to figure out if the Earth is safe to return to, as it's been about 100 years since this happened, since the nuclear bomb. So they have to figure out if the Earth is safe and if they can return to it. So they send a bunch of, they send 100 kids, juvenile kids, who all of them have been convicted of some crime or another. And so they get 100 kids together and send them down to Earth as sort of like the test subjects to see, okay, if they survive, then we know it's safe to go back down to Earth. So that's pretty much what the premise is about. So the kids go back down to Earth. They have to see if they can survive it or not. So that show, there's only been a few episodes so far. It started mid-spring, so it's really good so far, I think. But yeah, check it out. Next category I've got is fantasy/paranormal. And for this one, I've got two of my all-time favorite shows. So the first one being Vampire Diaries, which is on CW on Thursday nights, 8/7 Central. And Vampire Diaries, well, the show has gotten so much complicated from where it first started. But the premise of how it started was Elena meets this guy, Stefan, who's a vampire. And she's, Stefan has a brother, Damon. And pretty much it's this love triangle between Stefan and Damon and Elena. And that's sort of how it starts off, but like the show like develops so much more, and there's so much other subplots and other things that happen and new characters that come in. So it's like way different than, you know, how it first started, and it's really, really good. The season finale was Thursday. I was just like, oh my god, I can't wait. I can't believe I have to wait until fall to find out what happens next. What are they doing to me? And Damon, oh my gosh. I hated what happened to Damon in that last episode. Frustrates me so much. But anyway, so enough of that little rant. Next show is the Originals, which is a spin-off of Vampire Diaries. And the Originals just started fall 2013, so there's only one season so far. And it's on Tuesday nights on CW 8/7 Central. And the Originals basically, the characters from Vampire Diaries, so Klaus, Elijah, and Rebecca, the original vampires, they are out in New Orleans. Klaus went out there because he heard of some threat that was after him or whatever, so he went to investigate it, and, you know, it turns out there's a war in New Orleans going on between the vampires and the werewolves and the witches, and it's all crazy. There's all these different groups, the human faction, the witches, all these different groups, and there's like a full-on war coming. And the season finale, oh my gosh, was so good. But anyway, yeah, the Originals has only one season so far, so it won't take you very long to get caught up. And I will say I actually like the Originals a little bit more than Vampire Diaries. I'm liking it more. So, and part of that is Elijah. I just love Elijah. Anyway, so check out those two as well if you're into fantasy/paranormal. But anyway, the second half of the categories on this list I will talk about in my part 2 video, because my camera's about to cut me off right now. So see you guys for part